Hi there, my name is Tony Sterling, Senior Director of Customer Success here at Keepit. And today I want to give you an overview of one of our new offerings, which is backup and recovery for Azure Active Directory. The Keepit application is 100% cloud-based, and what that means, there is zero infrastructure required by you to be able to back up and protect your SaaS workloads. No VMware running agents, no storage needs to be provided by you. Keepit owns the entire technology stack, and the data will be stored in our secure data centers. To access the application, you just use a modern web browser, enter the credentials, and sign in. Upon signing in, you're going to see a dashboard, and here we're going to show you your data is protected. And with the Azure ID, we tell you the number of users, number of groups that are currently under protection. To see the data under protection, you just click into the connector, and here you're going to see the different containers for the different data types that we're backing up. So for example, activity logs will be stored here. This is going to include your audit logs and your sign-in logs. If you click in, you'll see that it's contained by year, month, and then day. And we're going to keep these logs for whatever retention period you specified on your connector. If you want to keep these logs for 1 year, fine. 10 years, fine. Up to 99 years. Now, with the different data types that we're backing up, for example, users, we're going to have the ability to look at the attributes of this object. So for Adele here, I click this option here, choose object metadata, and what this is going to allow me to do is see the attributes, the properties for the different attributes that are assigned to Adele, with the ability to look at the differences. So for example, I'm comparing the most current snapshot with a previous snapshot, so I can see everything that changed with Adele. All these items in this column here were added, and then down here I can see ownerships -1. So if I click that, I can see that the ownership of Contoso was taken away. Additionally, role assignments, I can see she's no longer global admin. Maybe that's the way it's supposed to be, maybe it's not. If it wasn't, I can now take corrective action and restore those assignments back to her. However, we also have the ability to compare previous versions. So clicking the version icon here will show me different snapshots where her data was changed, and I can go back to a point in time and compare the differences. So from here I'm comparing these two snapshots, from this one at 9:25 a.m. to this one at 9:05 a.m. Click down here and I can see that she was added to Contoso marketing at that time. The object attributes works also for roles and groups administrative units. So if I click here on roles, and I'll scroll down and find my global administrator role. So here's my global administrator role. I can click here, go to object metadata, and now I can view the difference for the global administrator role from, again, the one snapshot to another. Whenever there is a change, it's going to compare it to the previous snapshot. So I can see the data that was modified, and if I scroll down, I can see here the role assignments changed. There was 6 previously, now there's 5. And this was when Adele was removed for the global administrator role. Again, maybe this was right, maybe it was wrong. But you have that ability to go back to a point in time, as with any of the attributes, and compare different snapshots. A very useful tool in helping you ensure the changes happening in Azure Active Directory are the way they want. You know, from a compliance standpoint, this is going to be very helpful. Then additionally, as users are removed from Azure Active Directory, that's going to be tracked as well. So if I click my deleted items view here, I can actually scroll down and see that Deborah Berger was deleted. And I know when she was deleted because this date timestamp will be the snapshot when that change was detected. But just because she was deleted out of your Active Directory doesn't mean the information isn't still in the backup. So here I can actually go in and look at the licenses that were assigned to her when she was deleted. I can see her memberships, so that maybe I need to restore Deborah if she comes back. It's very quick and easy. I can come over here, choosing restore, be able to restore her account back into Azure Active Directory. And if I just so happen to be backing up the Microsoft 365 workloads, I can then make sure that she gets all her data back if that was removed from the Microsoft instance. Very quick, easy, restore Deborah back to the way it was prior to her deletion, and she's able to get back up and working. Adding a connector to be able to back up and protect your Azure Active Directory is very simple. You just come over here, click Add Connector, choose Azure AD Connector, click Sign In, and then what will happen in the background, it's going to synchronize into your Microsoft 365 tenant. Here you see the permissions that are required, because what it's going to do is an app registration in your Microsoft 365 instance. And then once that's done, it'll bring you back into the connector configuration page. So as you can see, just simply takes a few seconds, brings us back here, and we're going to be able to configure the Active Directory connector. So as you can see, it gives us the ability to name this. So if I had multiple Microsoft 365 instances, I'd be able to name the connectors appropriately. By default, we are going to be protecting your user information, authentication messages, ownerships, memberships, role assignments, license manager, etc., groups, administrative units, role assignments, and also the activity logs. So your audit logs and sign-in logs, all those are going to be protected. Here you're able to determine who has access to the data under protection here. So not every backup admin will have the ability to go in and restore it, just ones you specifically name. And then you also decide how long you want to keep your data. If you want to only keep it for a few years, you can quickly set that here. Then once you have the configuration the way you want it, click Create. And that first backup, as you can see, is scheduled. And then what's going to happen there is going to do the backup of the entire Azure Active Directory information. And then every 12 hours after that, it's going to take another snapshot, giving you the ability to go back to a point in time and restore objects from your Azure Active Directory back into the instance as they were.